and Gen Con 2025 has come to an end. Howdy y'all, I'm Corey from Travel the Board, and I'm here to recap the weekend for you. Everything that happened, the games that were played, and the amazing people that made it all happen. Let's get into it. Indianapolis once again played host to the best 4 days in gaming, and the gamers took over the city. It was a record-breaking year for Gen Con. They set new highs with 72,000 attendees, 25,000 events, and almost 600 exhibitors this year. Now, Gen Con officially kicks off on Thursday, but all week long, we saw attendees flooding into Indy. With local game stores, businesses, and restaurants either holding events or renaming menu items to be welcoming to the sudden influx of gamers. The Wednesday before Gen Con is the annual trade day, where industry professionals and educators come together for a day of professional development through events like seminars, workshops, and networking events. Also on Wednesday, we saw the opening of the will call line so that attendees can get there early and start picking up their badges and their event tickets, as well as the opening of the Gen Con store through Roll-A-Crit so that you can go ahead and start picking up your official Gen Con merch. Wednesday came to an end with the annual gathering of nerds, The Stink, at Union Station. The perfect place for gamers to come together, play some new games, and meet some new friends. And finally, it was time for Gen Con to begin. The opening ceremony started Thursday morning and was capped off with the running of the nerds. That glorious moment when those doors open and thousands of people begin to pour into the hall with nearly 600 exhibitors waiting on them. The Gen Con exhibit hall played host to publishers and designers bringing some of the hottest titles in gaming right now, like Battle of Hoth and Fate of the Fellowship, bringing that big IP power to the hall. Also, games like 12 Rivers from Good Games Publishing sold out every single day. But there was much more than just board games. At every turn, you could find a new booth with something new to offer. You could pick up supplies for every hobby, from RPGs to miniature painting, even cosplay. There were booths selling everything from t-shirts and jewelry, all the way to Christmas ornaments and foam swords. But let's not forget some of the best artists and authors also come together in the exhibit hall to bring their work to you. Publishers were demoing current and yet to be released titles, while also getting pretty creative with their booths trying to draw you in. Bezier even went as far as getting a forklift driven by a stuffed panda with a table on the forks to show off their soon-to-Kickstarter game, Game Makers. And outside of the convention center, we were rocking at the Gen Con block party. The perfect place to get outside and enjoy some fresh air while eating some amazing food. All of the staples were there, like hot box pizza and island noodles, and also, of course, the official Gen Con beer through Sun King Brewery. Attendees were getting food from the dozens of food trucks on site and then taking it into Lucas Oil Stadium and filling the stands to enjoy that food in the AC. On the stadium floor, you could once again find the Gen Con library, as well as plenty of other events like Magic the Gathering and the Artemis simulators. You could join some of the action live from home by either watching the Gen Con YouTube channel or the Gen Con TV Twitch channel, with events streamed live like the Dice Tower Awards, publisher showcases, and the costume contest. There was also plenty of opportunities to catch a live play of an RPG, game shows, and so much more. At Gen Con, there are tons of charitable opportunities to give to those in need while having fun doing it. From donating to the blood drive or taking part in some sponsored events, let's name a few. On Friday morning, we saw the Orc Stomp 5K take place. We saw hundreds of gamers running through Indianapolis raising money for the Ronald McDonald House. And on Saturday night, after countless hours of building and constructing from attendees, it was finally time for the Card Hall Destruction. Here they raised nearly $7,000 for their charity partners.
4, 3, 2,
While cosplay is something you can expect to see every day at Gen Con, on Saturday, they turn it up a couple notches. We saw hundreds of cosplayers take part in our costume parade, while thousands of attendees lined the halls to watch. We saw anime and movie characters, we saw some childhood favorites, we even saw some custom designs. We even got to see a group of Spider-Man recreate a meme right in front of our eyes. The parade ended at the ballroom, where the 39th annual Gen Con costume contest was set to begin. We saw some incredible contestants compete across multiple different categories, and they all deserve a huge round of applause for all of their hard work, but none deserved it more than our winner, Treebeard. On Saturday night, we celebrated another year as we all came together and partied all night long at the Gen Con dance. Sunday came and it was time to make those final purchases and play those last games. And with that, Gen Con 2025 was over. It really was a year for the record books. 2025 was a year for hot games, great food, a packed exhibit hall, and more fun than you could ever cram into one weekend. We want to thank all of you who joined us in Indianapolis. We hope you had a great time. And thank you to all the Gen Con staff and volunteers who made all of this possible. But don't worry, Gen Con will return to Indy in 2026. From July 30th to August 2nd. We want to invite you back to the best 4 days in gaming. And if you've never been, what are you waiting for? Come on to Gen Con! Gen Con 2026 is a year away, and we want to help you get ready. So be sure to subscribe or follow us on all of our socials and sign up for the newsletter. We're going to get you ready to have all the fun. I'll see y'all at Gen Con. And Wednesday came to an end with to be welcoming to all the gamers who have just kept to be welcoming to the sudden influx of gamers. Nailed it. Finally. Only took 7 tries. I don't know if you could hear my phone hit the table as I walked away. I don't know how loud that was, but I heard my phone just pop right into the thing. Alright, but this is it.